Help me reach 3,000 subscribers. Hit like and leave a comment. I really do read them all. She leaned back against the counter, wiped her hands on a dish towel, and smirked like she'd just told the funniest joke in town. Handle it yourself. I had leaned in, simple as that. Hand on her waist, Tuesday night. Dishwasher humming, the kind of quiet you're supposed to want to fill. I wasn't acting needy. I was showing my wife I chose her, even after another long day crawling under houses. She gave me that line, same tone she used when telemarketers called. It landed like a wet towel. Cute, I told her, stepping away. You've been workshopping that one? She shrugged. Relax, Nate. Don't make it weird. If I'd known where that little line was headed, I would have cut it off that night instead of trying to laugh. But I figured it was a phase. People burn through phases. That was my mistake, thinking disrespect expires on its own. The next morning I brewed coffee for one. I didn't make a speech. I didn't pout. I just slid my mug into the truck and got to the job site before sunrise. A man can change routines without announcing a parade. By Friday, the joke had a schedule. Anytime I reached for her, movie nights, laundry, even brushing past in the hallway, handle it yourself. Like a stamp on a form. And every time, she watched my face like she was checking a meter on her phone. You're real proud of that line, I told her after she dropped it on a Saturday morning. You knitting it on a pillow next? She rolled her eyes. Don't be dramatic. You'll survive. Watch me. I stopped reaching. Haley's barbecue rolled around the next weekend, and Erin floated through the house, humming, pretending she didn't notice I'd moved my gym bag to the guest room. She made a point to leave the bedroom door open at night, light flooding the hallway like a stage. I kept to the guest room by choice. If you make a boundary, you use it. That's the rule. You're not sleeping in there forever. She tossed over her shoulder, curling her hair at the mirror. Not forever, I replied. Just until basic respect stops being optional. She made a face. Respect? Because I don't feel like being touchy every second you walk by? Because you turned affection into a punchline, I said, tying my boots. Different thing. You're overthinking, she said. You've always been intense. Intense pays the mortgage, I reminded her. Also buys the steaks you're taking to Haley's. She flicked her eyes to the cooler by the door. Don't be petty. Not petty. Accounting. At Haley's, the deck was crowded with neighbors, smoke from the grill rolling across the yard. Drew, who lives next door, thumped my shoulder. You look beat, man. They got you crawling under those old crawl spaces again. Every day, I said. Termites don't clock out. Erin drifted in behind me, bright laugh, hand on my back like we were the picture on a greeting card. Inside, her tone had been ice. Out here, warm sunshine. I played along because I don't bring drama to other people's yards. That's another rule. Hey, you too, Haley sang, handing us plates. Grab a spot. We made too much. We settled with a group. Haley's cousin, some new guy from the HOA board, Drew and his wife. Erin squeezed my knee under the table like she was reminding me to sit up straight. How's married life? The HOA guy asked, smiling like he knew something. Efficient, I said. We run a tight ship. Erin grinned. He's the captain. I just smile and wave. It got a laugh. Erin chased laughs like coupons. A little later, when the talk drifted to date nights, Haley asked me, You still doing your Friday pizza thing? Sometimes, I said. Sometimes, Erin repeated, and looked right at me, eyes sparkling like she'd found a shiny quarter. He's got other ways to pass the time. It took half a second for it to land. A couple people chuckled. Haley went still, like a mom who just heard a bad word. Drew stared at his beer. Erin kept smiling, waiting to see if I'd carry the joke across the finish line. I set my plate down and looked at her. Let me be clear, Erin, I said, voice even. You talk about our bedroom in public again, and I'm done with barbecues. With you. The table cooled a few degrees. Erin blinked. Relax, I was kidding. I'm not joking, I told her. That topic is off limits. She held my gaze for a beat, then laughed to the group. He's sensitive lately. Try respectful, I said. Drew cleared his throat. Burgers are burning. Haley hopped up, relieved. I finished my food, thanked our hosts, and carried the cooler to the truck. Erin followed, heels clicking on the driveway. You embarrassed me, she hissed low. You made it a thing. No, I answered, opening the tailgate. You made it a thing weeks ago. I just set the terms. You're being punitive, she said. It's a party. And I'm a person, not material, I replied. You got my boundary. Now you know. She stared like I'd spoken another language. You're acting weird lately. I stopped chasing a woman who answers intimacy with a punchline, I said. That's not weird. That's maintenance. Her mouth tightened. You're going to guilt me into it? That's gross. Not my plan, I said. My plan is to live with dignity. If you want to join, there's a spot. If not, I adjust. She crossed her arms. So what now? Silent treatment. Not silent, I said. Efficient. We drove home with the windows cracked and the radio low. She turned it up twice. I turned it down twice. Small things, sure. But small things show momentum. Sunday morning, I shifted another drawer of my clothes to the guest room. No speech. No scene. Fact. Erin hovered in the doorway. You're serious with this? She asked. Dead serious. I replied, folding a stack of shirts. From today, my evening is mine. I'll eat when I get in, and I've got early starts all week. So we're roommates now? Erin asked. Two adults who share a house, I said. And I'll be separating discretionary spending. Essentials stay covered. The rest, we keep our own tabs. Her brows shot up. Excuse me. You heard me. I said. Mortgage, utilities, groceries? No problem. Spa days, online baskets that show up 12 minutes after a commercial? That's your lane. You're punishing me, she said. I'm protecting me, I corrected. You told me to handle it myself enough times. Message received. I'm handling me. She laughed once, sharp. You'll come around. We'll see. I said, and took the tool bag out to the truck. At the shop that week, Mike, who'd worked with me for 8 years and could tell you the make of a furnace by its smell, watched me reassemble a blower motor like it owed me money. You're white-knuckling that thing, he observed. You want me to take it before you snap the bracket? I got it, I said, easing off. Appreciate it. You look like you slept in your boots, he said. Everything good on the home front. Edges are sharp, I admitted. He nodded. They'll either sand down or cut you. Watch your fingers. Around lunchtime, Erin texted, swinging by with food. Don't be dramatic, it's just lunch. A small mercy floated into my day like a feather. Then she walked in with a paper bag and that I'm trying smile that shows up when people sense a door closing. Hey, you too, she chirped, setting the bag on the workbench. I figured you'd forget to eat. Mike glanced at me. I shrugged. We eat, I said. She unpacked sandwiches. I shouldn't have joked at Haley's, she started, soft. You were right. Mike pretended to check the scheduling board with his back to us. Noted, I told her. I don't know. I make light of things, she said. It's a habit. Habits have costs, I replied. That one's expensive. She nodded, swallowing. I'll be better. I watched her for a second. The apology was the first we'd seen in weeks. She must have felt the change in gravity. Okay, I said. I can accept an apology. She exhaled. Maybe we can reset? Friday pizza, like before. Maybe, I said, and wiped my hands. I'm still keeping the separate lanes on extra spending for now. Her eyes flicked. That's okay. Mike coughed into his elbow like he'd swallowed a bee. Erin forced a smile. I'm learning, she said. See you tonight? Maybe, I repeated. She left, and Mike came over, sandwich in one hand, curiosity in the other. So that's the olive branch. Looks like, I said. I'll see if it's wood or plastic. Friday came. Pizza didn't. Instead, Erin texted at 6. Haley wants to stop by? You cool? I replied, your call. I'll be in the garage. 15 minutes later, Erin poked her head in. Haley's running late, she said. You can come inside. I'm working, I told her, tightening a vise. We'll talk later. Her eyes narrowed. She didn't like when the rhythm changed without her metronome. Don't be like that, she said. Like what? I asked. Distant, she said. Punishing. This is me honoring my words, I answered. You asked for space. You branded it. I'm giving it to you. Don't twist it, she snapped, then tried to soften her face. I'm trying here, Nate. Good, I said. Keep trying. She left, and the garage stayed quiet. The apology was noted. The pattern didn't bend. The next week, Haley hosted one more get-together, having the HOA guy over to talk about block party permits. I agreed to go because I wanted to set a public line once and be done. They sat out back, tiki lights, paper plates, Erin in a summer dress, catching compliments like confetti. Halfway through, someone joked about how married couples have seasons. Haley's cousin said they'd hit a cold snap last winter. Erin, without missing a beat, cut her eyes at me and said, bright as a bell, Nate's found a way through his cold snaps. He's resourceful. A couple chuckles. Someone snorted. I looked at Erin. She looked right back like she was daring me. It wasn't a slip. It was a test. I set my fork down. Erin, I said, steady. Last time. Don't do that. She widened her eyes. Do what? Use me as a prop, I answered. We're done with that bit. The HOA guy laughed nervously. Hey, folks, permits are boring. Let's not fight. We're not fighting, I said, standing. I'm being clear. I turned to Aaron. You want to trade in private? Fine. But you take it public again, I'm off the circuit. She stared. Off what circuit? Your social calendar, I said. No more couple appearances. No more smiling while you chip away at me. You're making a scene, she hissed. Then stop writing one, I said, and nodded at Haley. Thanks for dinner. I walked out the side gate. Aaron followed, catching up by the fence. You just blew up my night, she said. No, I said. I just exited your stage. I went home, grabbed my overnight bag, and booked a week in a furnished place near the river. Short term. Clean. Quiet. I texted Aaron the address, the essentials covered list, and the new schedule to pick up her share of the groceries. No debate. Fact. She didn't text back. Fine. Silence sometimes means a plan is forming. At 9, the plan arrived. Aaron stood in the doorway of the rental with a box of cookies and eyes like a truce flag. Can we talk? She asked. Come in, I said, and sat at the small table. She set the box down. I crossed a line, she said, voice careful. I'm sorry. I ran my mouth. I made you look small. You weren't. It was me. That almost broke through. Not the words, the structure. She'd never owned a mistake start to finish. I waited. I miss us, she added, reaching for my hand. I miss you. I let her hand rest on the table. I hear you. I can fix it, she said. I'll stop with the jokes. We can reset. I'll make it up to you. Okay, I said, because I believe in giving a path back. But the boundaries stay. Separate lanes, separate rooms until there's a month of no public digs. Non-negotiable. A month? She echoed, like I'd said a year. That's long. Respect isn't a weekend project, I said. She tried to smile. You and your phrases. They keep me from wandering, I said. She sighed, nodded, and leaned back. Okay, a month. She kissed my cheek before she left. It was the first soft contact in weeks. It was aimed like a dart. I felt it, acknowledged it, and still slept fine. 2 days later, the second turn showed its face. Erin met me in the driveway when I swung by the house for tools. She had on the gray sweater I always said looked best on her. Hair up, simple, like the early days. She stepped close, palm on my chest. I booked us a cabin for the weekend, she said, bright, like a magic trick. No phone, just us. I'll cook. We'll go hike the trail you like. My treat. I glanced at the calendar. I told you I've got service calls Saturday, I reminded her. And I said we're not playing couple until the month is done. She pouted. So what? You're going to say no to me trying. I'm saying your try needs to fit the rules you earned, I said. It's not complicated. Her jaw flexed. You're impossible lately. I'm consistent lately, I answered. There's a difference. She took a breath. Fine. Another time. Maybe, I said. That night, around 10, my phone buzzed. Erin, I need to talk. I'll be by in the morning. I set the phone face down and slept. She was on time, carrying coffee like a piece metal. She put it on the table, sat, folded her hands, and went straight for it. I need help, she said. Financial. I waited. She rushed to fill the silence. I signed up for a home design course, she explained. It's good for my resume. I want to pivot careers. It's not cheap. And the payment hit earlier than I thought. I need you to cover the balance this month. How much? I asked. She named a number that didn't belong in our month. Why'd you sign up without talking to me? I asked. It's my life, she shot back. I wanted to do something for me. You can do things for you, I said. You can also manage the timing like an adult. She leaned in. You're my husband, she said, like a preacher saying a line he loves. You're supposed to support me. Essentials are covered, I replied. I sent you the list. This is essential, she said. It's my future. I took a sip of her peace coffee. It had cooled. Erin, I said, handle it yourself. The line hung there, quiet at first, then loud. She heard it. Oh, she heard it. Her eyes narrowed. Don't throw my words at me. They're not a frisbee, I said. They're a boundary. You think you're clever, she said, voice rising. You think this is some lesson? It's clarity, I replied. You turned closeness into a joke for weeks. You made me a target at a table full of neighbors. I moved out, set rules, and gave you a path back. This is me sticking to the path. I can't believe you, she said. You're really going to watch me drown over a bill? I'm going to watch you handle your choices, I corrected. Like you told me to handle mine. She slapped the table, not hard, just a punctuation mark, and stood. A husband provides, she declared, cheeks flushed. That's the job. A partner respects, I countered. That's the job. She stared at me like she could crack me open with her eyes. Fine, she said, cold as glass. You'll be sorry later. I don't run tabs, I said. She left the coffee. I poured it out and made my calls. Short-term housing, market check, accounts squared. Then I rang my brother, Mark. You sound done, he said. I am. I gave all the chances that made sense. What do you need? A bed for a week and a second pair of hands tomorrow. Done. Quiet or loud? Quiet. No theater. At dawn we loaded my tools, clothes, a few photos. Aaron hovered in the doorway with that half-laugh people use for the neighbors. Drew walked past with his dog. You good? He asked. I'm clean. We're fine, Drew. Aaron cut in. Mark lifted a brow. I shook my head. Not here. At the garage, she stepped in. You're really doing this? Yes. We can fix it. I'll stop. This isn't a switch, I told her. It's a pattern. And when you needed something, you brought a bill. It's an investment. Why are you so small about money? Money. I laughed once. I carry this house. This is about respect. You used husband like an ATM pin. You're cruel. No. I'm done. Mark slid the last box in. We square. We are. I faced Aaron. Keys. She blinked. What? My truck spare. She hesitated, then put it in my palm. You'll regret this when the silence hits, she said. I've met silence. He's polite. I slept at Mark's like after finishing a hard job right. Next morning I filed papers. No speeches. Straight split. Aaron called, then sent hearts, complaints, a porch photo. I kept my phone face down. Mike tapped my shoulder at work. Clean cuts heal fastest. Yeah, they do. A week later, Erin showed at the shop with brownies and her holiday card smile. Borrow Nate? She asked the crew, then to me outside. Simple. Cover the course once. We won't split the house yet. You'll look less cold. Less cold, I echoed. Angle management, huh? I'm saving face. Yours and mine. My face sleeps fine. You're not reasonable. I'm consistent. Weeks of digs, a couple apologies when I set rules, then a bill, outrage, and now a deal. That's not marriage. That's a flea market haggle. Oh, please. Don't act above it. You want school? Pay for school. Want the house? Buy me out. Or we split clean. That's the menu. You're not even sad. I was, back when my wife made me a punchline. I grieved then. Now I'm done. She saw there was no lever left, dropped the brownies, walked. I went back to work. You fix what's yours to fix. Paperwork moved. We sat across a table, signed the line where the house splits. Aaron wore, I'm fine, on the outside. Something else underneath. You're really not going to budge? I'm really not. She signed. A week later my half hit. I thanked Mark with cash and new wrenches, then closed on a small place with a big garage and a quiet yard. Moving in, Drew pulled up. Brought a plant I'll probably kill. Bench is fine, I said. How you holding up? Light. Aaron been around. No. We split what needed splitting. That chapter's closed. She told Haley you said handle it yourself. That one stung. Good. Words should weigh what they cost. A month later I had rhythm. Early jobs, clean books, radio in the garage, the old project truck finally getting attention. Mornings on the porch with coffee. My neighbor Elise, nurse, 2 teens, stopped sometimes to ask about a stubborn sprinkler. We laughed. No stage. No script. Work clicked. Mike and I landed a property manager contract. I hired a kid out of trade school and taught him how not to get humbled by a breaker panel. Nights, my phone sat quiet and harmless. Through the grapevine, I heard Aaron's course went on a card, late fees stacking like chairs. Not my circus. Maybe she'll learn price tags hang on habits too. I don't hate her. Hate's heavy. I just don't owe her my silence, my receipts, or my back for choices I didn't make. I drew a clear path. She chose theater. I chose the exit. It was never about money. It was about a home where a man can reach for his wife without being told to fix it alone. When I handed over the last keys, one to the old door, one to the truck spare, she tried a final line. You'll miss me when you need someone. I smiled. That's the point. I don't need someone. I choose them. And they choose me back. I closed her fingers around the keys, stepped into my new quiet, and shut the door with a click that meant final. Then I turned on the garage light and went back to an engine that answers straight when you treat it right.